Week 13 rolls on here on a Sunday night. We are very far up north as the Vancouver Legion set to play host against the Bossier City Steamers. I'm your play-by-play commentator, Ramos Lin. Alongside me in the booth is none other than Mr. DJ Kilgan. And DJ, team in Vancouver back to form. This is basically what Vancouver has been throughout their history. For Bossier City, they've had ups and downs, and they're looking like a bona fide championship contender, especially if they can come in on the road and beat the Legion. How are you tonight? What are your keys for the matchup?
Doing wonderful, Ramos. Thank you for the warm welcome. And, keys to the matchup, I look at both of these teams' offensive passing attack. Vancouver, best in the league by far. Bossier City, they're top 5 as well, not too shabby. However, you look at the defensive side, Bossier City as top 5 at stopping the pass. Vancouver around the middle of the pack. I think that's going to be a bright spot in this game.
The Bossier City Steamers with a new B-Robo patch honoring their fallen teammate. The Vancouver Legion with also some special uniforms in the alternates. And we are underway here for British Columbia as the Steamers will return this one from the end zone past the 20-yard line, past the 25, up to the 26. And that's where Axis will begin festivities here for the Steamers. And DJ, this is a Steamers team that likes to throw the football, and we know every time we get a team led by Johnny Pickler, there's going to be fireworks.
Yep,
sometimes
absolutely.
for both teams, but we know he is a gunslinger.
Yeah, certainly is. Has more interceptions than touchdowns. Talk about a guy that is willing to take risks to move the ball downfield.
And we'll start with 3 wide receivers and a tight end. Lone man in the backfield. Pickler to throw it, middle, and the pass is caught by Jeff Banfield. One-handed catch. First down, Steamers.
Yeah, and a great catch there by Banfield. Able to haul that one in one-handed on the jump. And a nice spot by Pickler. Passing it, past the corner that was sitting in coverage there. It was just a great throw and a really nice athletic play to haul that ball in.
First down and 10. Now from the I formation, 2 backs in the backfield for the visiting team. Pickler to throw. Pickler middle again, and the pass is incomplete. Another dangerous throw in tight coverage. Vincalia, the intended receiver, 3rd season here in Bossier City.
Yeah, Vincalia, the most targeted receiver this season by Johnny Pickler. Been playing at an all-star level all season. Up to this point, you expect that to continue tonight.
If Vincalia makes the All-Star, that would be 6 in 12 seasons, a 50% rate, which is unbelievable. This is another deep throw, and again, the defender is right there to make a play as Drew Hamilton, the strong safety, comes away with the knockdown.
Yeah, and that's that gunslinger mentality we talked about, Ramos. Willing to make the risky throws downfield, and we saw the double coverage there on the receiver. Still threw it, tried to get it through a tight spot, just didn't work out.
Dime defense here for Vancouver, 4 receivers for Pickler, as he has plenty of time. The pass middle, and the pass is incomplete. A good throw by Pickler, but a better play by Emmanuel Blackman. Another player that is poised for his 2nd All-Star appearance after the end of this season, and Vancouver's able to make the stop.
Yeah, been playing really well. He has. This whole defensive unit did a really good job besides that one-handed free catch we saw. It was just a really nice hit as the ball was trying to get there. And Garrison Blue, your tough tight end, you expect him to be able to haul those in, but it's hard to when the defense makes such a good play.
And the time the return gets it to the 22, but a flag on the play in the area blocking the back. And that's going to push Vancouver inside their own 10-yard line to start their first offensive drive, inside their own 20 at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, not the start you want to see, especially on the return, getting the penalty. And like I said, pushing you just a little bit further away. But this Vancouver offense certainly can make up for that yardage that they just lost with that penalty.
That was Mark Lopez, the strong safety. One of 3 strong safeties here for the Vancouver Legion roster. One of them actually subs in as a free safety. And the Legion will go in the empty backfield formation. Man in motion is Nick Lockett to make it a 4-receiver set on the left-hand side. Brown will throw. Brown with time. The pass over the middle. Caught by BK. Brett Killian all the way to the 32-yard line. And a strong start here for the Vancouver offense.
Yeah, and a gorgeous throw. I mean, just so much time in the pocket for Christian Brown to work with. Waits for the routes to develop downfield, and by the time they do, if you're going to give the quarterback that much time, eventually one of those over-the-middle routes are going to open up, and that's exactly what we saw right there. And with that catch, going to push Brett over the 1,000-yard mark on the season.
First down and 10 for the Legion. Similar formation. Brown to throw. The pass is caught. Nick Lockett on the skinny post. It's about 17 and another first down for the home team.
Yeah, Nick Lockett and Brett Killian, the two most targeted receivers on Vancouver. And, you know, really in the league, they're both top 10 in receptions. And Christian Brown just been leading this offense really well all season. We see those two heavily used targets get used again early on in this game.
Both teams top 10 in win percentage all time. Both well over 50%. Bossier City at 53% win rate all time, and Vancouver at 57%. That's 8th best amongst all active teams in the SFL. Brown to throw. Brown clean pocket again. The pass almost picked off by Gunny McGuire. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 upcoming. So first incompletion of the night here for Vancouver.
And Mickey McGuire just, you know, in the right place at the right time to try and make a play on the ball. It was a little off the mark on the intended receiver, just not able to take full advantage of it. Probably just didn't expect it to get past those first two, people in the zone.
Bossier City has won the last 2 matchups by a combined 20 points. Always a tight game as Brown will scramble this time. Will pick up about 2 on the play. Make it a 3rd down and 8. And I think they will go again in the empty set here, DJ.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Bossier City going with a lot of nickel tonight. They went in on that previous play. Probably just something Christian Brown didn't like out there. Took off.
This time Brown to throw a middle pass. Caught on the dagger route is Brett Killian for another Legion first down. And this is a vertical offense. We had to scheme against them, over in Mexico City last time out. And they're a vertical offense, and they like to toss the ball around.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And, we talk about risky. Christian Brown can and will make tight throws in coverage. And right there, we saw a great one, finding a man downfield, plenty past the first down marker. And like you said, verticality for Vancouver is the name of the game, and they do it so well.
Number 1 scoring offense in the league, averaging 29 points per game. This is another throw, middle of the field. That one is caught by Bear. They also amount to 267 passing yards a game. That is number 1 in the SFL. Bossier City is 5th at 238 passing yards per game. So both gunslinger quarterbacks.
Yeah.
This is a heavy set though, as Brett Killian goes in motion. 2nd down and 2 yards to go. Handoff goes to the fullback, and fullback gets enough for a first down. That's Ike McBride, who once was the main back for the Bossier City franchise when he was the Lone Star Glory. She gets the first down.
Yeah, I love that play call there. You motion out a receiver, try and avert all the eyes of the defenders over to that receiver, and just hand it up right up the gut. Great decision by Vancouver.
Empty set. Brown to throw. End zone. Incomplete. Quadruple coverage on Brett Killian. So all the focus went to number 12. I don't blame him. Brett Killian, year in and year out, one of the best receivers in the SFL.
Yeah, and Stuart Zomelia able to get a hand on that one and bat it down. And really could have been a number of steamers. Like you said, there were so many in the area. They're ready to swat it away. And, you see a guy go deep downfield, especially one of Brett Killian's prowess. You're going to pick up on it, and all eyes going to be on him.
Handoff goes to Bravado, and he gets 4 on the play. Brett Killian, the one Hall of Famer on this roster. 16 seasons in the SFL, all with Vancouver. And all time he ranks number 2 in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. just to DR Sim. From under center, Christian Brown passes to the end zone. Another dangerous throw. That one is incomplete, intended for Nick Lockett, and Vancouver will have to settle for a field goal.
And Bob Funk just right in the right position, able to get his paws on that one and slap it away out of the range of Nick Lockett. And a really nice job to adjust defensively there for Bossier City. Vancouver was kind of moving the ball at will, it seemed there for a little bit, Ramos, but they adjusted really well. Started focusing their attention on Brett Killian and Nick Lockett, and that drive really took a turn once they did that.
And that's one of the drawbacks, if you could say it that way, as the field goal is up and good, a chance to win. It's one of the drawbacks, DJ, sometimes when you have a extremely, lean towards air passing attack. Once you get inside the 15, it does get harder. I mean, the defense has less room to cover. And so, sometimes we see defenders covering two receivers at once when it gets to that condensed area.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just you can't put as many bodies downfield without finding clustered up defenders, like you said, when you're that close to the field.
Stick goes deep and is knelt down by Dave Axis. So Bossier City will start their drive at their own 20-yard line. 3-0, Vancouver leads Bossier City. Both teams trying to get better seating in the SFL playoffs. Pickler to throw. Pickler scrambles. Now it retreats. The pass deep, and the pass is incomplete. Well covered by Drew Hamilton, as Vencalia was the intended receiver again.
Yeah, and a decent blocking job there from Bossier City's offensive line. And, Johnny Pickler didn't immediately like the middle of the pocket, but, he rolled out towards the left tackle a little bit more and gave himself a lot more room to throw and tried to take another shot. We talked about he's a gunslinger. He's going to take chances like that, and they're not always going to work out.
And feeling motion now makes it a twin set top of the screen. Handoff, no play action. Pickler throws. The pass is caught by Vencalia. A really good play design right there with the play action and the slant as Vencalia gets 17 for a first.
Yeah, that's a much better play there from Bossier City. You had the receiver coming across the field, and you had the tight end running the little hitch route in the middle of the field to avert the linebacker's attention. And as soon as that happens, Pickler is good enough to see that happen. The linebackers moving as they take a few steps forward, which lets him know to fire that ball to the receiver that's in that empty zone. That's exactly what he did for the first down.
Three receivers said they will hand the ball off, but nothing doing there as Robert Nemchek gets stopped at the line, the rookie, 39th overall pick in the most recent draft.
Yeah, and that one just got completely shut down. And it was a really good job of the linebacker being able to shoot the gap and just make a nice open field tackle when they need to.
Nemchek, one of two rookies on this squad, was alongside backup quarterback Silas Christensen, Mr. Irrelevant for the most recent draft, as Vencalia gets another catch and another gain of 10 plus for a first down.
Yeah, and it seems like Calia, like the rest of this season, is going to be the one to look at for Bossier City. And it's plays like that where you look at it. You have your linebackers playing a little bit too shallow in their zones, and when you have someone as fast as Vencalia that's able to get to where they need to be faster than the linebackers are, you're going to be able to hit them over the top all day.
Big axis in motion from right to left. The three receivers top of the screen. Johnny Pickler to throw. Pickler goes deep, and the pass is incomplete off the hands, actually, of Drew Hamilton. So lucky for Pickler that wasn't intercepted, as Drew Hamilton has been very active so far here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and Drew just jumped that one. It was just an over-the-top route that the safety had to beat the ball to. And thankfully that time he did. If he wasn't able to, it could have been a lot worse for Vancouver. Could have seen some points on the board from Bossier City if that play wasn't made.
In motion, Jeff Banfield. 2nd and 10 here for the Steamers. Pickler retreats. Pickler scrambles to the left. Finds the open receiver. No, actually, the pass is incomplete. Well covered on the zone by the defender. That was number 32, Ron Hoff, the corner. And it's 3rd and long for the Steamers.
Yeah, and they showed pressure from Vancouver. They brought in a linebacker and rushed him right up the middle. Pickler was a little uncomfortable, but thankfully for him, the running back made a great block and gave him a little bit more time. Just a little panicked, like I said, and just trying to get that one out quickly. It didn't work out.
4 receivers. Pickler scrambles, throws deep, pass caught. What a grab and what a throw by Pickler from one side of the field to another. Vancalia with a huge grab.
Yeah, and we talk about that gunslinger mentality, Ramos. You can put it all on black every time, but it's not always going to hit. But when it does, it's going to hit good, finding the receiver all the way downfield, pushing him to the 12, and that play just completely shifted the entire momentum of that drive.
Tony Pickler, a 3-time All-Star throughout his career, may reach the 40,000-yard mark by the end of the season as Pickler will throw, and the pass is intercepted. So the gunslinger giveth and the gunslinger taketh away, as Drew Hamilton, who's had a sensational first quarter, must be said, gets the INT.
Yeah, and, it's about time. Drew Hamilton got his hands on so many of those passes. We knew before this night was over, if that type of play style was going to continue towards him, that eventually one of them was going to get picked off. Just a costly time to throw a turnover for Pickler after the huge completion downfield. Now, if you're Bossier City, you just got to stop the verticality of this Vancouver Legion offense.
That is the 53rd career interception by Drew Hamilton, one shy of his teammate Jack Russell, as this pass is caught by Bear for a first down and a gain of about 14.
And a great pass up the middle. It's nice when you see a team have enough trust in their offensive line to be able to pass that close to their own end zone. Just outside the 5. You take a 5-step drop. You're around the goal line, but a great throw, great blocking, great play.
Brown to throw with pressure. The pass is caught by Bear. He gets 9 on the play. Good decision right there by Christian Brown. And Vancouver will have second and short.
Yeah, and a really well-designed play. You have that little short route. You don't have much pass block help from pressure in that instance. And right there, we saw a perfect example of it. Thankfully, they did have that route, which saved Christian Brown a sack.
Handoff goes to McBride. And will pick up a first down. This Vancouver Legion defense combined in their careers amount for 324 interceptions. A veteran defense. I mean, just in comparison, Bossier City, who has also a very good defense, has about half of that.
Yeah.
So, Vancouver, a team that has played together for a long time. Brown to throw, retreats, the pass is caught, and breaking a tackle is Nick Lockett. Gets a block, gets another block from BK. Past the 40, past the 35, and finally pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line. That's a good run after the catch, but great blocking downfield.
Yeah, certainly. Great blocking all around. We saw BK with the huge block that just made that whole play. There's 2 great blocks right there downfield, and those are the type of blocks you're going to need to set up those long-distance plays. John Michael Sudduth as well on that earlier block, and we saw 5 defenders blitz for Bossier City, and the offensive line was able to hold all of them in check, gave Christian Brown enough time to find the target downfield, and after that, it was just all about Nick Lockett finding open space.
As we're going to see a man in motion this time from Vancouver. Now 4 receivers again, one side of the field, just overflowing a side of the field on a few plays already. Brown to throw. Brown goes middle. The pass is caught to Ike McBride, who was split as a wide receiver, and she gets the first down.
Yeah, and that's Ike's 7th reception on the season, and finding her way downfield. That's about the same as her longest reception on the year, and going to get them another first down. And this is the verticality we talked about, Ramos, that if you're Bossier City, you have to be able to shut down.
Another empty set here for Christian Brown to throw. Brown middle, the pass caught. BK gets about 13 and puts Vancouver inside the 5.
That was about the position of the field where we saw Bossier City hold their ground and make a stand last drive and be able to make Vancouver result in a field goal rather than a touchdown. But now we're seeing a big completion of Brett Killian. Now, if you're Vancouver, you got to try and rely on your run game a little bit more now that you're in the red zone. We saw that the pass wasn't working too well before in this area of the field.
And they have a few capable backs, very capable actually, and the toss goes to McBride. McBride stiff arms and is in for a touchdown, Vancouver.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Ramos, capable backs indeed. You know, you have so many big names in the backfield, big, powerful backs that are going to be able to barrel over defenders. Ike McBride, tough runner. 2 fullbacks on your squad that are going to be able to run people over. And right there, the stiff arm to push her way into the end zone. That's just a textbook goal line physical run.
Vancouver is not a team that runs the football a whole lot, but that was Ike McBride's 8th rushing touchdown of the season. And Vancouver altogether does have 16 rushing touchdowns, which is second best in the SFL coming into the week as the extra point is up and good. And a chance to win gives Vancouver a 10-point lead here in the second quarter. And, you know, it has felt, DJ, that Bossier City hasn't necessarily played bad at all. You know, they just need to capitalize on their drives with some points.
Yeah, certainly. And, you know, they can do that. Both of these squads are top 5 in the league in red zone touchdowns. They will be able to capitalize when it comes to the red zone. And, you know, we saw Vancouver bounce back really well. You know, they look back at their first drive where they tried to rely too heavily on the pass. They come back down there again. They're not going to make the same mistake. First run play immediately resulted in a touchdown. This team can adjust.
From the 20-yard line then, Bossier City will try again on offense. Put blue in motion from right to left. Pickler to throw. Pickler goes deep. The pass is caught. And Vincalius past midfield. 40, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Steamers.
Oh my goodness, Ramos. Gunslinger, name of the day. Oh my goodness. You come right out of the gate. All hands on deck. You say, forget the turnover. Put it back in Johnny Pickler's hands. He's going to find a target downfield. And he says, forget this great Vancouver defense. We're going to take it back and we're going to put a touchdown on the board.
So exploiting a, you know, one high safety concept here for Vancouver. And just nobody went with Vincalius, who now has a $146 in the first quarter. The extra point is up and good, and just like that, it's a 3-point game.
Yeah, one play, 79 yards. My goodness. Making that Vincalius' longest reception to date this season and resulting in a touchdown. Wow, making it their 5th on the season.
What a play by Bossier City, exactly what they needed, as this return by Nick Lockett will be returned past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Vincalius coming into the week, top 20 in yards for his career. Now over 11.5K, as well as 70 receiving touchdowns, which is about 25 more than number 2, which is Jeff Banfield on this team. So empty set again by Christian Brown in a first quarter that has lasted forever, to be honest. With a lot of passing, as Christian Brown delivers a throw to Nick Lockett for a gain of 12 yards, and that is the end of the first quarter of play. The Vancouver Legion scored their first 10 points of the game, but then Bossier City gets a 79-yard touchdown. And it's a 3-point game here in Vancouver. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Simulation Football League right here on the Virtual Football Network. That's DJ Kilganon. This is Ramos Lynn. A couple of weeks left here in the SFL, as some teams are just trying to figure out seeding. It's not a matter if they're going to make it to the playoffs. It's just a matter of what seed they're going to be. As this pass is another completion to BK for 15, first down.
Yeah, and you know, Ramos, you look at these QB splits for these guys, I think it really tells the different types of quarterbacks that these guys are. Johnny Pickler, with 5 completions, has 161 yards. You look at the other side, Christian Brown with 11 completions, has 181 yards. It's that big play capability we talked about, trying to find downfield, where Christian Brown is more of an artist. He's going to find the little stuff and let his receivers cook after the catch.
Brown to throw, goes outside, caught again. Nick Lockett, 14 yards. And these two offenses are just throwing the football all over the yard.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just a 3-headed monster right now for Vancouver. Nick Lockett with 4 receptions, Brett Killian with 4, Ezekiel Bear with 3, and all of those guys with only 1 target that hasn't connected. Right now, it's just firing on all cylinders for Christian Brown in this offense.
Christian Brown has been well protected coming into the game. 15 sacks taken. That's 11th in the SFL. That is a handoff to Bravado for a gain of 6.
Yeah, and like we said, they have a good enough rushing attack to where they can rely on it when it comes down into these tight spots like we're seeing now.
Brett Killian, by the way, over 1,000 yards on the season. Hand off to McBride, gets about 3 on the play. And it's going to be 3rd and 1.
And you look at rushing defense, Bossier City, pretty middle in the pack when it comes to their rushing defense, allowing 112 rushing yards per game. On the other side, Vancouver only allows 62 rush yards per game, which is well above league average.
Cross play to Bravado, throws another player, and Bravado gets 7 for a first down.
Just knocking them down like they're dominoes, Ramos. There's one get barreled into the turf. Another gonna taste some turf. What a run by Mateo Bravado. Just a tough run. And what else do you expect from your big fullback?
Del Bravado, I believe, we can be corrected by Cameron Irvine, all 3 backs play for the Lone Star Glory franchise. McBride, Nakai, and Bravado, which obviously became the Bossier City Steamers. And they're having a very good game as Christian Brown throws in zone. The pass is incomplete. Well covered right there by the defense. It will be 2nd and 10.
And Bob Funk just applying enough pressure to the receiver to make it go overhead. And now we're going to see if Vancouver's going to try and rely on the pass game like we saw on the drive previously. That didn't work out. This is about the same range where they had to rely on a field goal because they tried to pass a little bit too much.
Empty stat. Brown throws the pass, incomplete, overthrows Brett Killian, who did have a step on the defender, and it's 3rd and long.
Yeah, and Mickey McGuire was on the coverage there, bringing down the receiver just as the ball was within fingertip length. But, like you said, not going to connect, and let's see. They're going to go back to the pass. Let's see if they're going to be able to connect for the first, if they're going to have to go back to another field goal.
Christian Brown, 61% completion rate this season, having a tough time over the last couple of plays. Throws the pass, it's gone! Nick Lockett, who is down with an injury apparently, gets 12, but the bigger storyline is that Nick is down. And hopefully it's nothing serious, as Vancouver will absolutely need him.
Yeah, certainly will. He's been such a big part of this game so far. 5 catches, 93 yards, and that one, Ramos, arguably his biggest. 3rd and 10, one-handed grab in double coverage, getting hit. I mean, such an athletic play to put him at the 2-yard line. And now Vancouver can score. You can thank him for it.
Nick Lockett, top 10 in receptions coming into the week with 52. Handoff McBride, not going to get there. Will be stopped at the 1-yard line. 2nd and goal upcoming.
Yeah, Zach Holdorf and another individual were able to just jump that run and pinch the gaps really well. And, those inside runs, all about your defensive linemen up front being able to plug gaps and let the guys behind them adjust and react to where the runner goes.
Bravado toss play, stiff arms a guy, and it's in for a touchdown, Vancouver.
Yeah, stop them once, shame on us, but stop them twice, you won't be able to. It seems like the pitches right now are working really, really well for Vancouver. We saw the touchdown on the previous drive that resulted in a pitch, and we saw the huge run by Bravado previously in the drive where he barreled over a couple bodies to get a big gain of, however many he got, and now we see another touchdown off a pitch. I mean, it seems like now what's working for your run game.
Vancouver Legion take a 10-point lead. Rooms are going fast for the 2025 SFL convention, kicking off the league's 25th anniversary season, July 10th through the 13th. If you want to go, you need to book your stay now. Join SFL Nation at the rooftop pool of our host hotel, the Hyatt Regency. And you can reserve your room now at the special group rate at simfl.net. As Dave Axis will kneel this one down at the 20 inside the end zone, and the ball will come out at the 20-yard line. So last time out, we saw Vincalia gash the defense for 79 yards. And, at this pace, we'll get well over 200 by the end of the first half.
Yeah, certainly. Let's see if they can fire off another one-play drive. I imagine not. It's going to be tough to do again.
Vincalia in motion. Now will be the slot. Pickler to throw. Pickler throws the pass deep. Incomplete, trying to connect with Calia. And to be fair, that was a pretty decent throw by Johnny Pickler as the ball just went off Calia's hands.
Yeah. Yep, certainly.
So 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Vancouver Legion holding on to a 10-point lead. It's the high-power steamer offense is trying to get more points on the board. Pickler throws the ball. The pass is incomplete to Calia again. Let's send it over to Cameron Irvine for a game break update. Cam?
Thank you, Ramos. Minnesota and Charleston tonight, and it was all legend until this moment. On the punt, E.J. Minson goes for the fair catch. It goes off his leg, and Charleston returns it for a touchdown. Minnesota's up 10-7, but they're halfway through the third. Predators right in that thing. Back to you in Canada.
Thank you, Cam. Johnny Pickler with 4 receivers. Now we'll scramble. Pickler trying to get to the first down will be well short. 4 yards short, and Vancouver will force a 3-and-out.
Yeah, and, a few passes not working out. Try and go back to it. Better safe than sorry. Johnny Pickler, a good decision to tuck it and run rather than try and risk a turnover downfield. And got speared as he was trying to slide down, but rather than risk a turnover, you're going to put it back into the hands of Vancouver back around their own 30.
So Vancouver will start that drive from their 27-yard line. 6:32 left here in the second quarter. Christian Brown, who's been very good in tonight's ball game, as he's been throughout the entirety of the season, to be fair.
Yeah.
Does have more interceptions than touchdowns coming into the week, but he absolutely is the quarterback that Vancouver needs, as this throw is a ridiculous sling to the left-hand side. Brett Killian good for 11 in the first.
Yeah, just throwing it from one side to the other there is Christian Brown, just having full faith in your guy. A ton of pressure being brought, but you just see the in route just so well ran by Brett Killian. Has enough force to be able to plant his foot and really turn his hips really well to change momentum so quickly to the right. And we saw it right there. Kept the corner at a standstill as he was making the step, and that's what let him be able to get in front of the defender.
Brown to throw again. Killian once more gets 14 on the play. And it is that bang-aid kind of route concept that Brett Killian has been able to exploit very successfully.
Yeah, it's just shooting to the area where zones are trying to develop, but just hitting it so fast that they can't. And Mickey McGuire, who was in on that tackle and who's had a pretty good game up to this point, getting his second pass deflection earlier, which put him at 100 in his career.
First down and 10. Hand off to Bravado, and Bravado puts another man on third. Gain of 1.
Ramos, we might need to make a call and see if we can get a stretcher and an ambulance maybe on standby, because with how Bravado is hitting people, somebody isn't going to get up at some point.
To the point where Bossier City is almost lucky that he doesn't get the ball. Christian Brown has been slinging the rock, and Christian Brown avoids a sack, and this one is incomplete. So almost about a 5-yard loss, then almost an interception, to be fair.
Yeah.
And then the ball just gets thrown at the third and 9.
Yeah, and Rob Foraker dove right at the back of the knee of Christian Brown, and somehow Christian Brown shakes off all 280 pounds of Rob Foraker to make a throw. Somehow his knee is intact.
And somehow the pass is caught. Another kind of bang 8 concept. Vancouver is just feasting on those as Bear gets the catch in a Vancouver first down.
Yeah, and in triple coverage, you saw a diving attempt at the ball, the corner behind him trailing, and the safety coming up over the top. There was no margin for error on that throw. And you see the splits for Christian Brown and how effective that concept they're running is. 224 of their passing yards up the middle.
Throw, another one of those routes. This one is good for a first down. And they call it a bang 8, DJ, because after 8 yards, the ball is thrown out and all you hear is a bang.
Yeah, I mean, it's just 8 yards and the ball's there. And, you know, like we said, the zones are trying to develop to that point. The safeties are trying to come down. But it's just if you put them any lower, you risk something over the top. And if you put your linebackers back any further, you risk short passes or runs being open.
Brown now will scramble, gets 5, and actually gets 4 put down after a short gain. 4 minutes left here in the second quarter. Vancouver trying to go up 3 possessions. Legion defense has played really well. Bearing just one crazy catch by Vane Calia. This defense has been outstanding, and the offense has been complimentary as this handoff goes to McBride. McBride will probably get half a yard, 3rd and 6.
Yeah, and Bob Funk getting in there on another tackle. And Ramos, I feel like he's just having such an outstanding game. And, I feel like we haven't called his name too much. Has 9 tackles already with 2 pass deflections.
Brown to throw, pass, Lilian Akai for a first down inside the 5 and up to the 4-yard line. They're just hitting them with overflowing one side of the field, and then you see 4 receivers running different routes.
Yeah, and they're going to need to buy some real estate in the middle of this Bossier City defense, because right now they're living in it, and they're just perfecting this, 8 bang, like you said, or the bang 8, like you said. Yeah. I mean, just finding them in the open spots, and they're doing it so well. Now it looks like they're going to go back to the run like we've seen it happen previously.
McBride pushes and is in for a touchdown. So 3rd rushing touchdown of the night here for Vancouver, and you're being told, right, by coaches over the years, you pass to take the lead, you run to seal the game, right?
Oh yeah.
Vancouver is they're passing the ball to get the bulk of the yards, and then they're just running the ball into the end zone.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, coming into this game with how good their passing attack is, you expect their passing touchdown or the receiving touchdowns to be just an outstandingly high number, only 11 on the season. And look at their rushing attack, 16 touchdowns coming into the week, and that's already 3 rushing attacks to add on to it, just 1 shy of 20 for them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Christian Brown has had an outstanding season. Once you look at 11 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, that doesn't look too great, but you have to account that the running game, coming into the week has 16. Apologies for the technical difficulties, everybody. But we are back as this handoff to running back goes for a gain of 4 yards. And, DJ, we were talking about, how the Vancouver offense, has been passing the ball extremely well. And just the complementary football from the running attack, just punching it in for 3 touchdowns so far in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a really good tandem of, just attacks, really. And we talked about how once you're that close to the red zone, you're not going to have as much time and as much room to let those multi-route concepts develop just because of how close you are to being into the red zone. So you got to rely on the running game a little bit more, and they do it to perfection, and we've seen it all season in this game especially.
2-minute warning. Vancouver leads by 17, but Bossier City trying to put points before the end of the half. You're watching the Simulation Football League right here on the Virtual Football Network on YouTube. Less than 3.5 months out from the SFL convention in Baltimore, Maryland. It's going to be a great time. Johnny Pickler throws middle. The pass is caught. Garrison Blue gets it to the 48-yard line. And Johnny Pickler recognized that one-on-one against the linebacker, DJ.
Yeah, and now finally another receiver getting involved for Bossier City. Garrison Blue running the really nice route. And you look at that linebacker tight end matchup, and it's one that's so even at times. Linebackers you tend to think aren't as athletic as your corners and safeties, and the same goes for tight ends. So when it comes to those matchups, pretty even more often than not. But right there we saw the tight end win.
Calia goes in motion, being followed from right to left. Pickler throw. Pickler with time. The pass middle. Incomplete. And almost thrown away to the defense. Mark Lopez, who was one-on-one against Calia in the coverage.
Yeah, just that one completely bottled up. That's one of the instances where we see Pickler try and make a big play downfield, but the defense just not letting any room to breathe.
Dave Axe is now in motion from right to left. We'll line up in the slot. Short side of the field. Pickler to throw again. Pickler throws deep. The pass caught again by Garrison Blue for a first down.
Yeah, now going back to the big tight end in the middle of the field, and he gets hit right as the ball gets into his hands, but that's why you have a tight end. He's not going to drop those very often. And another nice target to Blue, and it seems like this drive has just been the Blue Man Group as Garrison Blue taking full control of it.
3 wide receivers set. Axis now in motion. We'll line up in the slot again. 5 seconds left on the play clock. Pickler to throw. The pass middle. Caught. Axis 9.5. And now the Steamers will call their first timeout.
Yeah, and that was a pretty tight throw. There was a defender in the area, but Johnny Pickler threw it just out of the reach of the defender to where only Dave Axis could get a hold of it. Nice route and a great throw in tight coverage. Now making it second and very, very short.
Inside field goal range. Pickler to throw. The pass deep. Calia again. And Calia is at the 10-yard line. It will be first and goal for the Steamer offense.
Yeah, and they said, forget second and short. We're going to do what we've been doing pretty well, and that's fire it downfield to Vin Calia. And Calia makes another great catch as the corner is trailing him, putting him just outside the 10.
The 10.5 officially, so first and 10 for the Steamer offense. Calia up to 162 in the first half. Pickler drops back to throw, passes, and the pass is intercepted by Farnsey.
Wow, in that one, you just hate to see that. Almost exactly what we saw previously from Bossier City. You get close to the red zone, and you make another mistake. And those are the plays that are going to be the big difference makers in these games. And right now, Vancouver is taking full advantage of them. They're going to hold on to their 17-point lead, and they're going to have the ball back with over a minute.
I mean, Bossier City should at least have 6 more points on the board out of 2 field goals, at least. Yeah. And instead of 24-7, be 24-13. This is a throw to the outside. Ezekiel Bear on the catch. And, if I'm Vancouver, I'm content with a 17-point lead coming into the half.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you talk about how it's at least 2 field goals. And with how they were passing, other than the mistakes, could have been 2 touchdowns very easily. You just gotta stay consistent as you get close to the red zone. You cannot let up those mistakes, and you gotta play a little bit more conservative as you get closer and closer.
Ryan will get a handoff for 4 yards. Ezekiel Bear, one of 2 rookies drafted in the most recent draft. The other one, the guard, Mango Moody, who's had a very good game as well, blocking on the inside, the guard, number 56. Ezekiel Bear on the season coming into the week with 19 catches for 227. As this pass to Lily Nakai gets the Legion to the 36-yard line. That's going to be the end of the first quarter of play, where the Vancouver Legion have capitalized off of interceptions of Johnny Pickler. And their very efficient red zone offense has been rolling tonight.
Yeah.
DJ, who's your player of the half so far?
When you look at it, the only touchdown for Bossier City, most receiving yards on the game for any side. I'd probably give it to Vincalia. If not, Bob Funk has had a tremendous first half. Already with 10 tackles, that's more than you see from guys in an entire game. And it's surprising saying it could be one of 2 guys for the team that's losing by 17. But when you look at Vancouver, it's just a full unit effort. Everyone is just playing so well.
I agree, and I would have given it to Vin Cali as well, because I think that he is single-handedly keeping Bossier City in the game, and just that's why we are not calling the game over, just because he's had a sensational half. And the SFL HQ studios agree with us. We'll be right back for the second half here in just a minute.
We just pulled a full-size Taylor Swift helmet. Shout out to all our Swifties. Travis Kelce. This is a Giants Lawrence Taylor.
Patrick Mahomes.
Chad Johnson with the Ocho Cinco.
We have a Drew Brees.
Is that an O.J. Simpson jersey?
An Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Brady! Tom Brady!
Patrick Mahomes, indeed. Break into the world of sports memorabilia, collecting with Breaks GPT, featuring signed football jerseys, helmets, photos, and more. Breaks GPT offers you the shot at winning autographed and authenticated sports memorabilia at a fraction of the price. Join the community of collectors on our Breaks GPT Facebook page and lock in your shot at hitting a humongous headliner on our site, breaksgpt.com. So, we did say DJ Vincalia, one of the most impressive players of the first half. For Vancouver, I would have given it to Drew Hamilton. I think he's had a sensational first half as well.
Yes, certainly, and the receivers for Vancouver as well, along with Christian Brown, the quarterback, who's been playing phenomenally. Only thrown 6 incompletions, basically 77% completion up to this point. He's been playing really well.
And that is only going to go up as Ike McBride gets another catch. And you said at the start of the broadcast, Ike McBride has not been utilized a whole lot as a receiver. Only 6 catches coming into the week, but now with 2 grabs, both of them downfield.
Yeah, like you said, both of them downfield, and getting a big chunk of yardage each time they utilize Ike McBride in the reception game. Has 2 receptions for 32 yards. That's 16 per attempt, and right now it's been working on all cylinders. They haven't gone to the running backs too close to the line of scrimmage when it seems like they passed to him.
That puts Christian Brown over 300, but now throws almost an interception off the hands of Barr, who should have had...
No.
So both Vancouver receivers, number 1 and number 2, out, as we heard from the doctors that Nick Lockett will be out with an elbow injury for the rest of the game. Now Brett Killian goes down, and it's going to be about the rookie Ezekiel Bear, as well as Lily Nakai, holding the fort here at the wide receiver position for the Legion.
Yeah, next man up, or next person up in this instance, next man or woman up, trying to see who else can make an impact on your offense down the stretch.
The receiver in motion, 4 receivers left-hand side. Christian Brown will throw the pass deep, and it doesn't matter because Bear is just, wow, what a catch. I mean, a one-handed snag, and that's the nice hands catch brought to you by Retroid. Put a Retroid handheld in your hands and play the only video game with your player in it, SFL 4K23. What a grab, DJ.
Yeah, and I agree with your call there. Nice hands catch of the game for sure. And great coverage, and he puts his big bear paw on that one to be able to pull it in. And you talk about that next man up, maybe Ezekiel Bear is that man that's going to step up.
Almost needing a tie with about an 11-yard reception. And I mean, this Vancouver team is so good and so deep. You know, you almost wouldn't tell the difference.
Yeah, certainly. Now, they have 4 receivers on the squad and 2 tight ends. All of them well capable enough to catch the ball, and we're seeing it right now.
First down, 10 yards to go. Again with an empty backfield. 2 tight ends. Brown to throw. Brown scrambles to the left. Now throws the pass incomplete, overthrowing Ike McBride, who was wide open. I mean, if that's an accurate throw, Ike McBride just walks into the end zone.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the very few, misplays from Christian Brown. He's been pretty on the money, but that one was just completely on him, just a little bit too far out in front.
Receiver in motion. It's going to be number 84, Jeremy Porter. Brown to throw. Brown, the pass is caught by Lily Nakai, one-handed again. And I guess if you're going to get the chance, I mean, you better show off.
Yeah.
DJ Nakai matches her teammate with a sensational one-handed reception.
Yeah, and just running right to the middle of the field again, past the corner, and just open. And making another great catch. Christian Brown leading him far enough to where they're still able to get a hand on it and make a play, but just out of the reach of the corners to be able to do anything at all.
Brown to throw. Brown goes end zone. The pass incomplete and almost picked off. That was a chance right there, DJ, by the defense. Zach Holdorf.
Yeah, and you see 9 pass deflections for Bossier City, and no interceptions the other way yet.
Bossier City unable to make them pay with those errant throws. We haven't seen a lot of errant throws, but you have to come up at least with one of them, as Christian Brown will throw again. The pass middle, caught. McBride gets 9. And will make it a 3rd down and 1. And this is where we've seen Vancouver, DJ, just toss it out or hand the ball off to one of the backs, and that's when they're making their money.
Yeah, and they're in that same set again where they pitch it out to the side. Let's see if they go back to that well, Ramos.
Just a straight handoff to Bravado, who is shy. Not sure about that one.
Yeah, I see some laundry, because I don't know about you. That certainly looked well past the imaginary yellow line, but I'm sure those Zebras had a better look at it, and they're not even going to go for it. More conservative, they're going to kick the field goal. It's probably for the best.
So 4th and inches, chance to win. Will kick the ball, and he kicks it right between the uprights for 3 more points for the Legion. 27-7. The home team leads. And again, you cannot be mad at that, DJ. I mean, your 2 receivers go down, and you're still able to move the ball all the way inside the 5 and put more points in the game.
Yeah, I mean, what could have been disastrous coming into this half, into this drive, still turned out into some points. You got to be able to smile at that on the sideline and come up so close, but not able to punch it in. And you still have a 20-point lead, and your defense has been playing phenomenally all night, being able to stop this Bossier City offense really well. Right now, it's looking really good for Vancouver down the stretch.
Alex will give the Steamers pretty decent field position at the 33-yard line, and this is right here for Bossier City. They need to come up with points on this drive and try to make it again a 2-possession game.
Yeah.
3 receivers and 2 backs in the backfield. Bickler, play action. Bickler goes outside. The pass is caught. That is Vincalia with another catch. Gain of 7.
Yeah, just firing on the little hitch, and right in the middle of a few dark blue jerseys was that throw. And you saw Vancouver in a nickel look there. They were expecting the pass. Maybe the play action shook them a little bit, unable to get back to their spots on defense.
Second down and 3. Heavy formation now for the Steamers. Handoff to the outside, and enough for a first down is the running back, that is Rob Noel. He's had a pretty quiet game so far.
Yeah, and you know, you look at their rushing attack, not usually this quiet. You know, we know they like to pass the ball, but their rushing attack isn't usually this out of it. You know, only 5 rushes on the night with 16 rushing yards.
Bickler to throw. Checks it down. One-handed reception by Banfield, but only 1 yard on the play.
Yep.
As Judas says, he hustles and makes the tackle.
Yeah, and a nice play there. Be able to bounce back and try and get something going, but just doesn't work out for them in the slightest.
Second down, 9 yards to go. 3 receivers for the Steamer offense. Bickler to throw. Bickler throws deep. The pass is caught by Banfield. And the Steamers are up to the 30-yard line of Vancouver.
Yep, and Banfield finding on the money again for his 3rd reception to go. And that one of his best, just separates himself from Ron Hoff, able to find just a little bit of separation. That's all he needs to be able to beat the defender downfield and push it past that first down mark. And now you're just outside the 30.
Bickler 12 of 23 passing so far. Another check down. Vincalia breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, and Calia pushes 2 defenders for about 16 on the play.
Golly, just tough, physical, force of nature. Vincalia breaks one, fires, breaks another, and it takes 2 to bring him down. And that was Achilles Papatonis who was able to chase him down from the back to be able to bring one down. And Calia already 186 yards to go on 7 receptions. Bossier City needs to keep it going.
If he gets a touchdown here, that will be exactly 200 yards in the game. 3 receiver set. Handoff, though, this time.
Oh.
And a good handoff at that. That is Adam Williams, the tight end, lined up as a fullback with the carry, 4 yards.
Yeah, and that's the first time they've tried that, you know, little rush to the tight end all season, and it worked pretty well, gaining them a good chunk of 4.
Bickler to throw again. Passes. Vincalia, the intended receiver, but batted at the line. That was the defensive tackle number 75, Michael Rury, who has had a pretty quiet game also. No registered stats, except that pass deflection in the last play.
Now Bossier City, you got 6 yards to go. You got to try and make something happen. See Van in the dime look. You got to get 7 on the board. 3 is not going to help.
Bickler to throw. Bickler end zone. Touchdown. Adam Williams with the catch. And excuse me, that's Garrison Blue with the catch. And a touchdown for Bossier City.
And there we go. Finally some life from Bossier City. And another good completed pass in coverage. Garrison Blue was getting tailed by the corner, but he's able to haul it in for his 3rd touchdown reception on the season. A very nice play there, getting him his 26th touchdown of his 10-season career.
Steamers will kick the extra point. Is up and good, and now they only trail by 2 touchdowns, so far from over. Absolutely far from over. As you're watching the Simulation Football League action here on the Virtual Football Network, this week on BFN, we'll feature the SFL tonight and Monday, the UFL Tuesday and Thursday, the SFL and playoffs on Thursday, and back around to the SFL on Friday. It's another week of non-stop action right here on the Virtual Football Network, as Vancouver will start this drive at their own 20-yard line. And, I mean, Christian Brown has been completely on fire just throughout the entire game, DJ.
Yeah, absolutely. And even with his receivers going down, You have people stepping up and making an impact. Ezekiel Bear having his best game of his entire rookie season.
As Christian Brown throws, the pass is caught to McBride all the way to the 43-yard line. I mean, just Ike McBride, the wild card on this offense here in today's game. She now has 4 catches for 65 yards.
Yeah. And, you know, Ramos, if I had never watched SFL action before this game, I wouldn't have guessed Ike McBride was a running back with the way she's hauling in catches right now. She's looking like an all-star receiver. 4 catches for 64 yards.
Brown to throw again. Brown in middle. The pass is caught. Bear all the way to the Bossier City 36. As Christian Brown's completion percentage is now hovering around 75%.
Yeah, and Ezekiel Bear getting his 8th target, most on his career in a game. Ezekiel Bear, his 7th reception, has only missed 1 target, 7 being his most receptions on his career, and 90 yards in a game being his most. He is just balling out while he can and making a name for himself.
400 plus for Christian Brown in tonight's game. He will drop back to throw again.
Oh.
Eludes a sack. The pass outside is caught again. Ike McBride again, a 16-yard catch. And if you're Bossier City, you just throw your hands up in the air and just like, what else can we do? I mean, they had him bottled up, and then just Ike McBride gets open.
Yeah, that is the 2nd time, Ramos, that we have seen Rob Foraker be able to break through the offensive line and hit Christian Brown. And the 2nd time Christian Brown has been able to bounce off the sack. You're not going to see that very often, especially when a guy like Rob Foraker is the one hitting you.
From the 20-yard line, handoff to Bravado, eludes a sack, tackle, and Bravado keeps trucking defenders all the way to the Bossier City 9-yard line.
You know, I hope we called for that stretcher we talked about earlier, Ramos, because my goodness, just shoves a man down, busts through the block again, and just carries a defender for an extra 3 or 4 yards. My goodness, it is just tough runs like that can get anyone fired up. Vancouver, 1st and goal, right inside the 10.
And this defense is just tired of trying to catch every receiver, and Ike McBride and Bravado are taking full advantage of it, as this is another 4-yard handoff. I'm curious, I'm not sure if we will have that stat, but what's the record for most passing yards without a touchdown? Because Christian Brown is up to 420 plus and still hasn't thrown a touchdown.
Wow, I'd imagine that's certainly up there.
Which is crazy. I mean, getting to 400 plus, it's crazy, just in and of itself. Toss play. Bravado breaks another tackle, and Bravado gets 1, but throws another player to the shadow line.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see those runs where not much is going to happen, but Bravado is going to make somebody feel it regardless, and we saw it right there.
3rd down and goal. Handoff. McBride breaks a tackle and is not in. Just about a half-yard shy from the end zone as Trammell makes the tackle. And so if Vancouver decides to kick a field goal here, which seems to be the case, as Vancouver is going to challenge.
Oh. Yeah, they should have probably used that challenge flag previously. It was a very similar instance. And we saw Freddie Trammell make both of the tackles after broken tackles. And, I mean, let's see if it'll go through.
So let's take a Retroid retroactive look at the play. Get your console to play SFL on the go at goretroid.com.
Ooh.
That one is very close.
Let's see. Oh, we're not going to get a better look.
So the ruling on the field stands as called. Yeah. Vancouver will be charged with a timeout, much to the dismay of head coach Andy Hamilton. And looks like they're going to kick the field goal here, DJ, which means that Bossier City is still only down 2 possessions.
Yeah, I mean, just barely. They're going to need every 2 points they can get, every touchdown they can get, and you got to think back to that other previously unchallenged play. That one was certainly, at least in my eyes, of course I'm not down on the field, but that one seemed a lot closer than that one. But nonetheless, you know, they get 3 out of both of them. And points are points. That's basically the equivalent of a touchdown without the extra points. So you can't be too mad at yourself. Points are points, and you just got to lean on your defense to be able to stop them.
And Vancouver still has a, you know, pretty comfortable lead. It's a 16-point lead here for the Legion at home, as this kick will be nailed down in the end zone for a touchback. So Bossier City will start their offense. The Steamers having a tough time running the football, now that they have really tried to do so. Passing the ball, it's been Vincalia with the majority of the total yards for the Steamer offense. From under center, Pickler will hand the ball off, and just not much doing there, about 1.5 yards at best. 2nd and 9.
Yeah, now if you're Bossier City, we've seen those risky throws all game. And you coming down the stretch, being down by 2 scores, I think we have to go back to that mentality a little bit. You know, don't go out there intentionally throwing it into double coverage, but maybe take a few extra risks like you have previously.
Toss play is good for about 6 on the play, making a more manageable 3rd down and 3, and it looks like they are trying to involve also the tight end over the last couple of drives, so I will not be surprised if Adam Williams or Garrison Blue are the target of this next play. They're going a heavy set though. 2 tight ends, 2 running backs. Hand off, middle. The running game works this time. My Nemchek gets a 1st down, and that's the end of the 3rd quarter of play. As Vancouver leads Bossier City 30-14, you're watching the Simulation Football League right here on the Virtual Football Network. Don't go anywhere. DJ Kilgannon, Ramos Lynn on the call. And around the league, Minnesota holds on to beat Charleston 20-13, so the legend still fighting for better seating here in the playoffs. 3 receivers set here for the Steamers. Hand off inside. That one is good for a gain of 6 yards. It's Robert Noel on the carry.
Yeah, Noel's been really solid all season long, and they're finally starting to get him involved a little bit more. Only has 5 rushing attempts Ramos up to this point, and as a unit, they have 10.
Yeah. And you have to think if that's as good as Vincalia has been, if that lack of balance has cost Bossier City some.
Yeah, I mean, certainly could been. It seems like whenever the ball isn't in Vincalia's hands, they seem to struggle moving the rock a little bit.
Noel gets, Nemchek gets the handoff that time, gets a couple more, make it a 3rd down and 2. And you can still run the ball. I mean, again, you're only down 2 possessions. You still have the entirety of the 4th quarter to play.
And another fellow DJ getting in there to make that tackle and hold him a 3rd and 2.
Handoff this time goes to Noel. He will pick up 4 yards for a 1st down. Just in the last few plays, Bossier City has about half the rushing attempts that they had coming into the drive.
Yeah, I mean, now they're starting to change it around as the 4th quarter hits, and you know, maybe they're taking the exact opposite approach as I suggested, being a little bit more conservative and making sure you get down the field.
Ooh, this check down to Williams is dropped by the tight end. It will be 2nd down and 10. He did have some room, DJ, probably to even get the 1st down.
Yeah, it certainly looked like it, and just bounced right off his hands. You're not going to see that too often from one of the tight ends.
2nd down, 10 yards to go. 3 receivers and a tight end in the formation. Pickler to throw, middle. The pass is incomplete. Trying to connect with Vincalia again, but a well-timed hit by defense will force a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, and Vincalia tried to go up for that one, but the defender just hit him right in the sternum as he was trying to come down with it. That's going to be a hard catch to make every time, and it seems like Bossier City now struggling a little bit to find their receivers in the middle of the field like they did so well previously.
Empty set as Noel goes in motion. Bunch to the bottom of the screen. Pickler to throw. Pickler trying to buy time. Now will scramble and will only get as far as 2 yards. And it will be 4th and 8. Steamers will be forced to punt.
Yeah, Michael Rury able to chase him down and make the tackle after a gain of 2, and now you're going to have to punt it away. You hate to see that. Pickler, I feel like in that spot you got to try and find somebody downfield, Ramos, rather than just take a tackle well short of the yard to gain. But, you know, Bossier City seeming to have some trust in their defense to make a stop.
This punt will bounce into the end zone for a touchback, so Vancouver will start at their own 20-yard line. We want the SFL to reach more people, do you? The best way to do that is to smash the like button, leave a comment on the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can help us reach all the people who need more football in their lives. Thanks for your support of the Virtual Football Network. Empty set again with a couple of tight ends. One of them goes in motion and will line up as a slot. Christian Brown will throw. Brown middle. The pass is caught wide open. Is Bear for a first down.
And now an Ezekiel Bear with that reception has caught up to Brett Killian on the game, passing him in receptions and yards. Really, really good job by the young man being able to make a name for himself and, you know, showing that he's formidable. And Vancouver got a really nice one to learn and progress behind 2 of the best in the league.
First down, 10 yards to go, and despite having a 16-point lead, it looks like Vancouver will not let up and will continue to throw the ball. Christian Brown to throw, pass outside. Now Mike McBride gets a shoulder to the chest, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, and Gunny McGuire with that rough hit right as the ball was getting there on Ike, and you know, that's the first time, if I'm not mistaken, that we've seen a throw to Ike go incomplete. Would have been the 6th if it was hauled in.
Second down and 10. McBride will go in motion to the backfield. Brown will drop back to throw. Brown outside, trying to connect with McBride again. Diving effort, no dice.
Ramos, if Ike would have caught that, I would have I would have petitioned to switch him to tight end or receiver or something. That would have been incredible.
You know, with Vancouver staying creative, you know, now that they don't have their top 2 receivers, they're involving the other receivers in creative ways. As Brown will throw, the pocket is collapsing, the pass is deep, and the pass is caught! Lili Nakai past the 35 of Bossier City, and that is just a dagger to the heart of the Steamers.
Yeah, and it was great defense, just a great throw there by Christian Brown, and even better blocking and a great catch in between the 2 defenders for Lili Nakai. 5 for 5 on targets and receptions for 75 yards.
Christian Brown is close to 500 passing yards in tonight's ball game, and that is without his 2 top receivers.
And no touchdowns.
Yes, man in motion, Ezekiel Bear. Brown to throw, middle, Bear gets the catch up to the 16.
Oh, and you see the shimmy as he gets up. He is living it up in the spotlight. You're not going to see it too often in this Vancouver loaded offense, but right now he's taking full advantage, putting on a show for all these Canadians here tonight.
Ezekiel Bear now leading the team 9 grabs for $129 as Christian Brown is 31 of 42 for 486. 3 receiver set, tight end, handoff this time, goes to Bravado. Bravado gets 8, all the way to the 9-yard line.
Yeah, and, you know, they don't need to just pass. We've seen it all game. Bravado is just running like an angry bull, Ramos. I mean, just barreling over defenders. It seems like every time that Bravado is hit by a defender, they at least break that first tackle every time.
Second down and 2, 5:46 left in regulation. Bossier City desperately in need of a stop. Handoff goes to McBride. She will push the pile and get to the 3-yard line. First and goal, Legion.
Yeah, and Michaela Foraker, the one to finally bring Ike McBride down as she was just charging forward, pulling people along to get close to the end zone. And now Vancouver certainly looks like they're trying to rely on the run. Let's see if we see that fullback dive or the pitch.
We see the pitch. Brado, another nasty stiff arm. And he is in for another Vancouver touchdown. The 4th rushing touchdown of the game for the Legion.
Yeah, make it 4, why don't we? And hopefully we see a replay of it. We will. Mateo Bravado gets the pitch. We've seen it a few times. Stiff arms Halldorf, making sure that the other defender can't get to him with Halldorf's body. Oh my goodness, just such a tough, just diminishing run if you're Bossier City. That one's just got to feel like a kick in the chest.
Chance to win, tacks on the extra point, and it's 37-14 Vancouver. A Vancouver team that came into the game as 6.5-point favorites. Over-under was listed at 41.5. We're well over that, as the aerial attack of the Vancouver Legion has been relentless all night long.
Yeah.
This return by Dave Axis. Will get past the 20 and good spin move 30 up to the 32-yard line. And week 13 of SFL season 24 continues tomorrow with a Monday Night Spectacular. This week is 2 postseason staples desperate to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Florida Storm and the Arizona Scorpions. The action starts with Cam and Mike on SFL this week, recapping today's games at 7:15 p.m. Eastern. And it's all right here on the Virtual Football Network.
Yeah.
Bossier City needs to score, and they need to score quickly.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And running the ball is not going to help.
About 2. That's not going to do a whole lot. Good tackle made on the outside. Provided by number 54, DJ Woods.
Yeah, and he's been all over those outside runs, Ramos. He's done a nice job of being able to get out there and shut them down before they're able to get around the edge.
Been really good at him. Pickler sends a man in motion. Now will throw. Pickler checks it down. That is Williams, who now makes the catch, breaks the tackle, and will be 1 yard shy of the first down, and they will go no huddle.
Yeah, nice change of pace from the drop previously, able to hold that one in.
Play action rollout. Pickler throws deep. Pass is incomplete. Drew Hamilton, who's been quiet here in the second half, providing the hit. 4th and 1, and Bossier City has to go for it.
They do, and I think if you don't get this one's just completely out the window. Even if they do, it's going to be tight, but this play is going to make or break.
Pickler to throw. Pickler outside. Picked off. That is nail in the coffin, being returned. 20, 15, 10, 5, and make it a pick 6 for the Legion. And it's 40+ on the board.
Yeah, that'll seal it. Ron Hoff, and you see the jump into the end zone. What a play. Brings it back the other way, just reads the route so well in transition. If it wasn't him, it was going to be Mark Lopez who was going to pull that one in, but Hoff takes it down the sideline, and we see a spin whoop, right at the end to get into the end zone.
What a way to cap off a sensational defensive performance. Again, outside of Vin Cali, who went off, this Bossier City offense has really struggled, and Vancouver absolutely has made Johnny Pickler pay for those mistakes. As the extra point is up and good. 44-14, Vancouver leads.
And Ramos, I'm finding it interesting, and it's a funny little stat that Johnny Pickler has more passing touchdowns for Vancouver than Christian Brown does.
That's true. And that is with Christian Brown, again, having near 500 yards of passing, which is just insane to think. Bossier City will try again on offense. And even with a loss, obviously, season far from over from the Steamers. I mean, they will go down to 6-4, but very much in it for one of the playoff spots. And Calia goes in motion from right to left. To throw, Pickler. Pass incomplete, trying to connect with Garrison Blue. Hoff again on the coverage.
Yeah, and after that big play by Hoff, and earlier we saw his third pick six of his season. My goodness, I mean, you don't see many guys reach that number in a full season, and we're still got games left.
A full career sometimes.
Yeah,
and that's a whole lot. Garrison Blue goes in motion. Pickler throw, pass middle, batted at the line. This defense is just humming right now.
Yep, and they're just holding them completely in check right now. Pickler just trying to get something going, try and get some points to make this one look a little bit better on paper, but really just nothing going.
What a way to bounce back here for the Vancouver Legion.
Yeah.
Last game, they suffered a loss, and this game is just a statement win for the home team as Johnny Pickler throws another completion, 16 of 34. Pickler to throw again, throws it to the outside, that's Blue, gain of 4 yards. And he'll continue with the up-tempo.
And his 5th reception, hitting 400 on the career for Garrison Blue.
This pass is going to be incomplete. Blue again, the tender receiver, Farnsey on the coverage. 3rd and 6 upcoming, 3:41 left here in the 4th quarter. DJ Kilgannon and Ramos Lynn on the booth. Christian Brown now well over 3,000 passing yards this season. Leads the league by a mile as this pass to the outside is incomplete, trying to connect with Jeff Banfield.
Yeah, that one just not finding anything, and gonna have to go for it, try and keep a little bit of your dignity and seeing what you can do with being down 30. See if you can make it look a bit better.
Bunch formation top of the screen, 4 receivers. Pickler to throw, goes inside, the pass is incomplete, double coverage, and Vancouver will take over on downs.
Yeah, tried to fire to Blue again, and that one was not at all. I mean, there's 3 defenders in the area, completely bottled up, and at that point, you're just trying to get something going, Ramos. I mean, now Vancouver going to have the ball back already inside the 40. Now I'm just curious if they're going to pass that 500 mark.
I mean, maybe not. Christian Brown is still on the field, but if you're Vancouver, you just want to get out of here. As Mike McBride will get the handoff for 3 yards. And it's just about, taking the clock down to zeros.
Yeah. And, I'm sure that's their main focus more than trying to, get 500. They're a smart squad. They're going to take their win. They're going to take it, with some respect, and they're going to run this one out.
As we say that, it's going to be another bunch formation, 1 wide receiver. Vado offset to the right. 3 seconds left here on the play clock. Toss play to Bravado, puts another player down and goes down himself after a gain of 3 yards.
And let's see, they're going to have a few options here. 3rd and 5, certainly still in the yardage to run. And playbook's open. And they're certainly in the range where they can try and get some points up with a field goal. And they just need to push forward a little bit more. Certainly looks like they're going to run now.
Yeah, they do have to snap the ball before the 2-minute warning. Brown handoff to McBride, and McBride has plenty for a 1st down. And that will take us to the 2-minute warning as Vancouver, with a dominant performance, leads by 30 points. You're watching the Simulation Football League right here on the Virtual Football Network on YouTube. Mike McBride now with 13 carries. That's a handful of catches as well. She's been phenomenal in today's ball game. Toss play goes to McBride, gets blocking. And a pickup of 6 yards will take it to 2nd and 4.
And Bob Funk, who made the tackle previously, right after the gain of the first down, and that puts him to 19 on the game. Ramos shows how, and had another one there, puts it to 20. You don't see that very often. I think that's the second time this season we've seen 20 tackles. The other one being back in week 1. It shows how well he is as a tackler from that free safety spot, but also shows just how much Vancouver's, skill position players have been that far in their defense.
So, Bossier City Steamers had a 6-3 record coming into the week, matching their win total. Actually surpassing the win total of last season. Toss play goes to McBride, puts another player down. McBride will not be denied as she gets to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, just running even harder than we've seen previously. Barreling over people, stiff-arming them, and, these backs, as long as they have the ball in their hand, they're going to run full steam ahead as hard as they can.
They did have 6 wins, but that was 2 seasons ago, being the Alamo City Artillery, 6-6. Last season, they went 3-9. Much better season this season, and they will be okay. I mean, this is a good football team that was on a win streak coming into the week.
Yeah.
They just ran into a buzzsaw in Vancouver, who secures their 8th win of the season, the most wins Vancouver has had since season 19.
Yeah, back to full form, really.
Yeah, and Vancouver, perennial playoff contender. Last season they only won 5 games, but before then, 9 seasons in a row in the playoffs. As Christian Brown will have to take a couple more knees, and just want to hear who's your player of the game.
That's a tough one. I mean, you see the touchdowns get spread around by the rushers, but I think at the end of the day, I got to give it to Christian Brown. I mean, just shy of 400, threw at 74% completion with an 112 QBR. If not him, Drew Hamilton also put on a heck of a show. Had 1 tackle shy of 10, had 5 pass deflections and an interception. Both of those guys had a really nice night.
Yeah, absolutely. I will concur for Christian Brown, especially since he had his top 2 receivers go down.
Yeah.
And it almost looked like he was throwing the ball even better.
Yeah.
To Lily Nakai and the rest of the squad. He involved Ike McBride even more, and just a complete team win here for the Vancouver Legion, as they will go to 8-3. The Bossier City will fall to 6-4. We'll take a look at the final stats for this one. Bossier City drops a game in a very, very competitive South Division. 35 first downs for Vancouver, 600 yards of total offense, DJ. Just an unbelievable performance.
Yeah, and you see it right there. That's the biggest tail of the tape. 27 and a half minutes for the Vancouver offense, 12 and a half for Bossier City. That's just, that's the impact you need from an offense and how often they're on the field. And they completely took this game by the reins and won it themselves.
Yeah, Vancouver just dominating all 3 sides of the ball, offense, defense, and special teams. For DJ Kilganon, Andrew Gibson, and Ron Haynes in the stats truck, our producer Cameron Irvine, this was Ramos Lynn. Thank you very much, and enjoy tomorrow's slate of games. Have a good night, everybody.